So, since no one else is on this one, Jason, what did you think Tokyo Tribe was about before you sat down and watched it?
Oh,
Just going off the title and how I described it as a Japanese rap musical about street gangs.
I figured it was a Japanese rap musical about street gangs.
Fair enough.
I honestly didn't have a lot of instant thoughts about this. Like, my first thought was like, Tokyo Tribe, I wonder if it's animated. And then you're like, no, it's not animated. And I'm like,
Based on a manga.
Based on a manga, but not animated, so...
No.
Okay. But I'm like, oh, it's live action. Still sounds interesting. Yeah. I was wrong.
Welcome to Screenplay Sidekicks. With us today...
I'm your host, Jason Bateman.
Yes.
And joining me is a special guest star...
Travell.
Hey, Travell.
Travell.
Do you want to redo that?
Okay.
Welcome to Screenplay Sidekicks. Okay.
Alright. Screenplay Sidekicks. Whatever. We already did the intro.
We did the intro.
You're Jason. I'm Travell.
I'm Travell.
That's it.
You're Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's it. No one else is here.
Yeah.
No one else watched the movie.
I didn't watch
No
the
one
movie.
else even pretended to watch the movie and was going to be on it.
I watched half an hour of the movie, at which point I was like, this still feels like setup, and I am not entertained at all, so... Bye. Nope. Not doing it. So I didn't do it.
Clearly.
So this is going to be a short podcast.
So this week, we watched Tokyo Tribe, and by that, I watched Tokyo Tribe. Jason watched part of it.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Yes. I liked it.
I did.
It was, well, kind of the thing, like, going into it, I was like, oh, this is on Netflix, I've been wanting to watch this. And then, like, immediately being like, you know, it only has, like, 1 star on Netflix.
I said that, and you're like, oh, okay, well, we're watching it. And then apparently you had this nice conversation with Andrew.
Yeah, when I went to visit him a weekend ago, where I also discussed it with him, and it was, well, at that point I'd watched half the movie, and I was like, really? 1 star? I could understand it, because I have a bit of a familiarity with the modern, weird Japanese movies, live-action Japanese movies that can come out.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I've seen a couple before, so it wasn't, like... If I didn't have that experience going head first into this movie, it'd probably be like a, what the fuck is this, 1 star? Leave 10 minutes later.
Yeah, so basically me.
Well, even you have watched a lot of anime.
A lot of anime, no actual live-action stuff, though, really.
No, but you still understand certain cultural elements through anime. But
most
Tokyo Tribe...
animes aren't very heavy on the gangs. And, not gonna lie, surprising as it is, most animes are not as heavy on the tits.
No, I didn't expect as much nudity as there was in this movie.
There was a lot
I
of
don't
tits.
know why. I don't know why I shouldn't have expected it, but I just didn't. So I was thrown off by that at first, and also wondered, oh shit, what did I get the group into with this one? With the amount
Nothing, apparently.
With the amount of sexuality in the movie.
So, quick question.
And uncomfortable sexuality at that.
Jumping right in.
Yes.
I got to, just so you have an idea, I got to where the kid whips out some sick martial arts.
That's when it started to get really good.
Is it? Nice.
Because, up to that point, there's, like, no martial arts, and then, like, there's just more and more from that point on.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Anyways.
Yeah, no, like, everything I watched was basically just introductions.
Well, even that introduction scene is confusing, because I don't remember it ending. But it just stopped at some point, I guess.
That brings me to the question I was going to ask. The guy with the knife and the chick.
Yes.
Did that scene have a conclusion?
No,
later on?
I don't remember it having one, so it just kind of faded out.
Okay, yeah, because he's just like, yeah, and then here is this thing, and then bam, other story over here.
He was introducing the entirety of Tokyo Tribe.
Which he introduced, like,
gangs.
He introduced, like, what, 7? Maybe 8?
Yeah, there's about 7 gangs.
And then they're like, yeah, there are 23 in total.
They're not all important ones.
Okay. But yeah, no, I didn't remember that scene ending, and it was confusing. And, yeah, and I just kind of was bored of it.
I don't know, it was weird. Like, even at that was the worst part of the movie. That introduction with the uncomfortable sexual scene.
Yeah.
Of him holding that chick.
The thing that really bothered me is they, like, did their whole introductions of every tribe, and then they practically went back and redid them.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just about all of them. Like, a good 4 or so got basically the exact same introduction again. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool, so is anything gonna happen?
Yeah, stuff does happen. What you missed out on was with that one chick and the kid.
Okay.
They are arguably the main characters next to the other gang, the good gang, if you will.
The ones
who
that
are just
all
like
about peace and friendship?
Peace and friendship and just having a good time, but not violence.
Those guys. As soon as the guy spoke, like just mentioned them, it's like, yeah, we're not like those wimps talking about peace and love and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, we got our heroes right here. Yeah, these are our heroes.
The leader of those gangs and the kid and that chick are the main characters of this rather ensemble movie. The protagonists of the ensemble.
Yeah.
So basically, through the kid and that chick stir up a bunch of shit. There's guys pretending to be part of one gang who are actually part of another. Stuff gets stirred up, mixed, and eventually just comes to like an all-out war
and then
against all the tribes.
The fan.
There's a tank, a CGI tank.
Oh boy.
It looked really shitty.
I bet.
But it's also, because I've seen a few Japanese movies, live-action Japanese movies, sometimes the effects, and I mean most of the time the effects, aren't that great. I don't know why.
Yeah, there was
they just can't get a hand on CG.
The scene where they introduced the guy, the fat guy, of the place where the kid and the chick went to. I don't remember what his
called. I
he's
don't remember his name either, but he's the villain, I guess.
Cuts some guy's ear off, and there's this awkward like blood spurt, and then he stabs the guy, and it's just like, but the guy already. Okay, first of all, the guy already looked dead when he started stabbing him, so his blood shouldn't have been spurting like that.
Okay, well that's just nitpicking.
And second of all, the blood that was spurting looks so shitty.
Yeah, there was a lot of the fake blood. Like computer-generated blood, but stuff that stuck out more was that tank scene in particular.
Yeah, because it's big.
And the green screens. But, you know, I've just seen that shit before, so I'm like, yeah, this just kind of comes with the territory. Unfortunately.
And then there was the room of human
furniture.
Human furniture, thank you. I could not spit that out. Oh my god. What the fuck?
I mean, if there's one way to introduce your character as being a piece of shit as quickly as possible...
That's it, yeah. That was it, alright.
He has a room of slaves who stand in for furniture.
Yeah, I had like the moment of... Are those... No, those are definitely real people. Those are absolutely real people. And then he like walks out, sits down, and the one guy behind him just starts like dancing. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he just dances. Well, eventually...
Dances to the other side of the door and then stops again.
Eventually, during the Big Out War, one of the guys goes in there after him, and he commands all the furniture people to start fighting back for him, so it turns into like his own little personal army.
Wow. Nice.
But it is... It was weird, it was fun, it was problematic, but I enjoyed it.
You enjoy problematic movies in general.
It's been known to happen, yeah. But I don't know, 1 star, come on. I feel like most people, if they watched it all the way to the end and see just how ridiculous some of this shit goes on, well, like I said, a tank. There's a fucking tank.
Sup, we got a tank, run.
All the fucking cool kung fu. There's like a lot of kung fu. And then just like in the last 15 minutes, the whole sort of plot just becomes about dick size.
Seriously?
Yes. Because
wow.
I don't know how big his dick Mara has, the blonde guy, the blonde antagonist guy.
Wait, the guy with the hoodie or the guy with the knife?
The guy with the knife.
Okay. Alright, antagonist, sorry.
Yeah, antagonist. Yeah, I don't know how...
Protagonist, I think?
No, he's just the narrator. Like, he's,
okay.
I guess, supposed to be part of the good gang, but he doesn't... He interacts with them very minimal, and he's not really part of the fight at the end.
And then he just kind of... He fucking just pops up everywhere.
Just doing the narration rap.
Yeah.
That said, I didn't really enjoy him as the narrator. I don't know. He was
very bland.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, these
like,
guys, they are disco raves, and they are bad, don't fight them. Yeah, man.
He was, like, of all the different rap and shit in it, and all the character designs, he was just really bland.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
He's this guy with a gray hoodie. We're gonna make him ride a bicycle at some point.
I did really like that opening shot, because it went on for quite a while.
It did.
It was like a long take of him beginning the opening rap and telling the story. As a musical, it kind of stops being one near the end. Like, once the full-out war is going on, it's like just action scenes with music in the background, but no one's like rapping at the same time. Everyone's just fighting.
Fair, because I don't know about you, Travell, but when I get into fights, it's really hard to think of sick raps at the same time.
Did you get to the point with the beatboxing chick?
Yes.
Who just shows up, and there's like no music, so it's kind of awkward sounding.
Oh,
and she just was, and she was my favorite.
There's like this one particular noise she makes where she's just like or something, and it's
she
was one of the doing?
She was one of the mob bosses guys, and she just like enters the room and starts beatboxing and like being like, "You're great.
Here's your tea."
But there was like no music to follow her in the background, even like lightly, so it was just her, and it was like awkward. It was great, but it was like awkward because it's like, and Enter stage left. A beatboxing tea server.
Yep.
Later on, she has an amazing moment where during the war, where she just she sees one of the guys, she runs to another room, then comes back out in the Bruce Lee jumpsuit and nunchucks.
Nice.
And then the guy comments and he's like, Kill Bill? And she's like, no, I'm Bruce. And like, nunchucks. Fighting. And as slimy...
I'm not a nunchucks person. Gunchucks.
Gunchucks.
Gunchucks. I'll argue that they're cool enough to put off my boy, those look inconvenient. But still.
And as slimy and gross as the mob boss was, the fat guy with the weird face tattoo.
So fat. It was supposed to be teeth.
Yeah, it was, but it looked weird.
Yeah, it did.
He was awesome. Honestly, he was so much fun to watch, even though he's being like, eh. If his face made a sound, it was normally
Yeah, neither him or his son, when they tried to rap, was I like, oh hey, nice rap? It was like, they're making noise. Someone stop them. Especially his son. I don't know what it was about his son, but just the beat that he was doing was just like, this doesn't sound good at all. Also, he's in a room of people who are posing as furniture. Can we just get this over with already?
Yeah, it opens cold, but once the action starts up, it's fun. You got your tank. The mob boss brings out a chain gun at one point.
Nice.
First he runs into his house and he's like, where did I put my chain gun? And the beatboxing tea server is like, oh, you put it under the couch, don't you remember? And he's like, oh, yes! And then he runs back out of the room. And then he shows up later with the chain gun, just mowing down people.
Nice. I just remember, the whole time that I was going through the opening scene. So the whole time I was watching it, basically, I was like, wow, this setup is taking forever. It's like the first Pirates of the Caribbean, except less action and more just Jack sitting in jail.
Yeah, that's fair enough. The action really doesn't start till about halfway through.
Yeah.
So even when I watched it in 2 parts. The first hour, I was like, yeah, I'm sort of invested, and then I checked the time, like, oh, I'm only halfway through. Okay, I'm gonna stop tonight. I'll pick this up later. And then I watched the rest yesterday, and it was pretty much all action, and I was like, fuck yeah. It was ridiculous, over the top, so much fun. But nice. I guess as a whole, it probably doesn't work that well.
Yeah, you basically had the effect of that, of what I originally did with Sword Art Online.
True.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rewatch that first half and then stop so that I don't have the bad memories of the second half. Which I don't hate as much anymore, but that's an argument for another time.
Still do, but I am still bitter. Always bitter.
Always bitter. You're so bitter about Sword Art Online.
I will never not be bitter about Sword Art Online.
I know you won't.
I don't know, there's also some people, honestly, Sword Art Online has become a bit of a turn-off for me in people. People who really seem to like the show, I'm like, that's saying something about you.
The story, definitely the story, we're just going to talk about Sword Art Online now. The story in the second half was, poor.
Yeah, it was shit.
It was fucking pretty dumb to begin with, and then they had 3 or 4 different jump offs that he just fucking do this stuff and this is gonna happen and just kind of out of nowhere, and I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm the protagonist. Yeah. But, which was really disappointing, because the world in the second half of Sword Art Online was really just as interesting as the world in the first half. Like, the game?
Yeah.
Was really, like,
well, wasn't
cool.
that kind of the point also? It was a ROM hack, basically. They just hacked Sword Art Online and built another game around it.
Basically. But, like, it was a really... I don't mean the mechanics, but, like, the actual build of the world was really interesting and cool, and I would have, like, they definitely could have capitalized on that a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
With a completely different story arc. And then in Sword Art Online 2, they go back to that world, and instead of being like, yo, we have this big cool world to work with now, let's do something with it, they're like, no, we're gonna somehow have you end up in the frozen hell that's underneath the world that you're in right now. Okay, cool, have fun with that, go through this dungeon and fight this giant thing, if I remember right. Yeah, it was dumb. Get Excalibur, because that's something you need. Which he then proceeds to use, like, once, I think. Maybe?
So Tokyo Tribe is also based on a manga, but Sword Art Online is based on light novels. Fuck, that segue doesn't work.
Yep. Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know where you're going with that, Travell.
I was thinking about reading some of the manga. I didn't get around to it, obviously, but I was thinking about reading it just to have a bit more background about it and see how it translated, especially because it being a book wouldn't have the rap element, I would guess.
Yes.
It could maybe be written in rhyme.
I did think of that.
It could be written in rhyme, I don't know, but
it wouldn't
not
have the beat.
As rap. Yeah.
We got the beat.
We got the beat. Yeah, we got the beat. Dancing. I was dancing. Oh, and Jason's gone. No. Okay, he has left the room. I guess that was too much.
Sorry, what? I got distracted.
I just said...
I definitely was being a professional and just walking away for dramatics.
And that's why I said Jason else. Just got up and left. He is done with my shit.
Yes. A little bit. Mainly not done with your shit, done with Skype shit, because your video quality is shit and your audio quality is questionable at best.
I don't know why it would be, but...
No idea, but whatever.
That won't affect the podcast.
Thankfully.
So, if I'm reading this right, there's actually an anime of Tokyo Tribe.
Is there?
Looking up here.
I'd watch it.
Because the original run of the manga, just going off the wiki.
Usually correct.
Mm-hmm. The original run of the manga was from 97 to 05, had 12 volumes, and then a anime was, I assume, sprung off of that and ran for 13 episodes. I might check that out. And then there was a spin-off sequel movie, or sequel manga, 2008, so that's after the anime ended. And then there was the movie, which was technically 2 years old, but it was kind of... Came out August 2014, but that was in Japan, so by the time it got to America, and then even past the things with the, festival circuit. By the time it got past the festival circuit, which is what it did go around and where I first heard about it, and came to the US, it was already like 2015 and now into 2016.
Okay. Well, apparently the anime is called Tokyo Tribe 2.
That was what the in Japanese is what the manga is called. Tokyo Tribe 2. Anyway, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, instead of Tokyo Tribes. But, yeah, Tokyo Tribe 2, or Tribes, definitely a 2. And, yeah, there's legit no actual information on it. It's just, it's like, oh yeah, it had 13 episodes, ran from November to February 2006 to 2007. It was made by Madhouse. They usually do decent stuff.
Yeah, their animation's quality most of the time.
Yeah, but like the synopsis is just like, yes, this is a side of life known as reality.
What are you on right now?
My anime list.
Oh, I am too. Okay, yeah, there's not too much information. I wonder...
The manga might have a little bit more.
Oh, wait, is that what I'm looking at?
Nope.
No, I'm looking at the show.
The manga does not have that much more.
I'm wondering if it even got picked up by an American distributor.
Probably not.
That's interesting.
Yeah, man.
So interesting. Interesting.
I love the fact-checking podcast.
So much research. Oh, they have it on the site I normally watch anime on. Maybe I'll check some out. Either way, though, not important. Because we're talking about the movie.
That great movie.
That great movie. Jason, are you, from what you saw, which I guess would probably fit closer to the 1-star Netflix rating, being as you were like, fuck this shit, I'm bored, and you left.
To be fair, I have just been kind of bored of pretty much everything today. I haven't even watched the new Dimension W, but that's beside the point.
So from what you saw, you're not very highly thinking of this movie, were you?
Not really. I'd probably rate it... I wouldn't rate it really lowly, because what I saw, like, looked decent at least.
Mm-hmm. It was just not enough.
Story-wise, character-wise, I didn't get far enough into it to really give it a fair rating.
Okay, fair enough.
So my rating is NA.
My personal feelings, I already said. I think it's pretty decent. It does take a while to get into it. But once you're there, it's a good time.
Nice.
Gotta say. I think that's pretty much it for talking about Tokyo Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Next week is Jake's pick.
Oh boy.
And he texted me what he's picking. He has chosen About Time.
About time
and
got back on the podcast.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
Ooh, firing
one of
all
us
those shots.
shall say that next time when he's here.
Yeah, we will.
Talking to Jake a bit out of this, I know he's a pretty big fan of that movie, and he only came out a couple years ago, I think. Either way,
Jake came out.
Jake came out as a fan of this movie. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know, man. I tried to pick up your joke, but it failed. Anyways.
Good try.
So next time is About Time. And, there's Tune Mates as well. I won't say what episode is next, because, every time I do, it seems to screw up the schedule.
Nothing works.
Yeah. So you can check out Tune Mates and the Screenplay Sidekicks. Currently most reliably on YouTube and iTunes.
Yes.
That would be
because
the Hardly Working Hippies YouTube.
We are totally working very hard on fixing that site.
On the hardlyworkinghippies.com, which you can still go. You can check it out, see some old stuff, see some older stuff, see some still older than that stuff.
And that's about all we have to
And that's
offer,
about all
because
you got.
we've only been on there for a year.
Can't really touch it. Hey, Jason. We've been doing this for more than a year, you know.
Yeah, but we've only had
We're
the
almost
website.
like a year and a half now.
Yeah, but we've only had the website for about a year. Maybe a bit longer.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
we haven't
never
been
mind.
able to touch the website for more than half a year.
Never mind. I always go off the first day, or the first podcast we put out.
Yeah, which was like
Which
September
I forgot.
or October.
It was
we didn't make
October
this-
3rd.
But we didn't make the website until...
Later. Yes, probably December, actually.
Yeah.
Most likely.
I think it was
Anyways. So there's that. You can also find me on Twitter at askew_glasses.
Follow him for all those sick updates.
Oh, yeah. And you can find the J-Man on Tumblr at acepilot00.tumblr.com.
I have a pretty background.
And that pretty much concludes it. So...
I'm your host, Jason Bateman.
And I am the special guest host. Only been on this once. Ever before. And that's this time.
Yep. For
Travell.
this spectacular podcast about Tokyo Tribe.
So, yeah, I guess watch About Time and we'll see you next time. Eh?
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 Eh?